making the most delicious, simple, yet easy spinach and ricotta stuffed shells in a lovely blush vodka sauce. It is delicious. It's fully vegetarian, so it's perfect for Lent season coming up. And it's really just a great, I think, main that you can feel really good about if you want to entertain, or on a Tuesday night when you feel like you have worked a little too hard and you need a bit of rewarding. You want to make yourself something like this. It's just so wonderful, and it doesn't take that much time or effort. I'm gonna make my sauce in the same skillet I'm gonna bake my stuffed shells in because it makes sense. Extra virgin olive oil. The sauce is very simple. If you wanted to start with a little pancetta, a little bacon, something like that, you can. I actually really prefer not to, especially for this, because I want the main star here to really be that delicious ricotta. I'm using my homemade ricotta, of course I am, and the spinach, a little nutmeg, everything together just tastes so delicious. And I'm doing a blush like vodka situation here when it comes to the sauce. If you've got leftover marinara sauce, just use that. You don't even have to bother making the sauce. I like the idea, I like the combination of the spinach with a creamy sauce, and I think the vodka sauce is, I think, the ultimate cream sauce because the vodka almost acts like salt. It helps that sauce really bloom. It helps those flavors really concentrate, and also helps keep everything really creamy and keeps it from splitting. So that's nice. Got my oven preheating to 375. I'm waiting for this to just come to a sizzle and saute. But in the meantime, while this sautés, I'm just bringing up some water to a boil because I'm going to drop in my shells. And the shells I'm using, which are the only ones I can really find, are these jumbo shells, 12 ounces. I'm going to use all of them. They look like that. And I'm going to use all of them. So I'm just going to drop them into my salted boiling water, drain them and shock them under cold water so that we can stuff them easily, but I'll walk you through it all. Onions look great. I'm adding in my vodka. You need about a 1/4 cup. Let that cook out for a minute. You don't want to use vodka, you don't have to. Skip it completely and just go ahead with your tomato product. The tomato product of choice today is going to be some passata or tomato puree. I like it in a baked pasta when my sauce is a bit smoother because I feel like it's coating the pasta more evenly. I love that sound. Add that straight in, nice and thick. Passata is just a puree. Get that all in there. I've got some fresh basil, washed. Just gonna give that a nice stir. I'm gonna take my bottle, put a little bit of water in here, shake it, and add it right in. Add a good pinch of salt, some freshly ground black pepper. And I'm just gonna go ahead and let this simmer. I'm gonna put a lid on, let it simmer for a bit, and in that meantime, I'm gonna drop my shells into my water, cook them until they're ready, shock them under cold water, and then we're gonna come back here and we'll make the filling, we'll stuff the shells, and we'll proceed. Sauce has been simmering a bit. I'm gonna hit it with a little touch of cream. This is what's gonna make it obviously creamy and blush and delicious. It definitely needs a bit more though. Here we go. Now this will probably make more sauce than you need, but if there's anyone in your household like mine, particularly my sister, cough cough, if it does not have an extra bowl of sauce next to it, she is not happy. She wants an extra bowl of sauce with everything she eats. And that goes for every sauce. Anyway, that's gonna continue to simmer for a little bit. My shells are done. They are a little al dente, which is exactly what we want, obviously, otherwise they'll overcook. In this bowl, I've got a box, 10-ounce box of frozen chopped spinach, thawed, and all the liquid has been, what is this? Squeezed out. That's what I was looking for. It's been squeezed out. I'm looking for a grater. Can't find mine. I'm gonna just have to chop some garlic. I'm gonna chop up some garlic. About a clove of garlic, not too much. I don't want it to be super strong. Otherwise, I feel like it kind of just competes with everything else. So I'm just gonna finely chop up and mince up a clove of garlic. If you have a grater near you, just use that. A microplane, something like that. And that garlic right in. Now this is my gorgeous ricotta. It is just beautiful. I'm gonna do the whole thing in there. It's just beautiful. To that, I'm gonna add a pinch of nutmeg. Does really great, wonderful things. An egg, because that is your binder. Salt and pepper. Make sure to season well every layer of your dish, please. Parmigiano. Beautiful. What am I missing? Oh, shredded, freshly grated mozz. I really like the low moisture, like the block, because I feel like it's a lot less watery. Therefore, it just gets cheesy and you get that really gorgeous pull. But I'm actually just gonna use my hands. Don't judge me. Because it doesn't get all watery. So makes everything really well. That fresh ricotta is a game changer, just so you know. It has actual flavor. Take some of that filling right in. Don't overstuff them, because I tend to feel like they get really messy if you overstuff them. But you know, an appropriate amount. Shells are all stuffed. I stuffed about 3/4 of them. So keep that in mind. You may just want to cook about 3/4 of the package, but I was also using homemade ricotta. If you're using a tub of ricotta, just use about 2.5 cups and you'll fill the entire 12 ounce. I took most of my sauce out, leaving some of it in the bottom. And now I'm just gonna put my shells in. Make sure you cook your shells al dente, but not too al dente that you can't open them. Otherwise, they're gonna be very difficult for you to stuff because they will break. So keep that in mind. You want them to have a little bite to them, but not too hard. So just layer them in here. Now you're gonna cover them with your sauce. Now my oven is preheated, 375. And you wanna put this in there for a bit. Now I actually like to put it in there covered for about 20 minutes. Then I will take the cover off. See, we use up all that sauce. Make it nice and saucy and delicious. And then I'll take the cover off, sprinkle it with the mozz and a little bit more parm, and put it back in there for like another 15 or so minutes. If you don't have a lid for your pot, you can always just use a little bit of aluminum foil. But I would suggest doing a layer of parchment paper so your aluminum foil doesn't like react to the acidity of the tomatoes, because it can do that. So I'm just gonna put the lid on in there for like 20-ish minutes, and then we'll take it out and we'll put our cheese on. Look at that. 20 minutes covered. Now we're gonna go ahead and take our remainder mozz. Beautiful. And then, you know, good handful of parm. Get it all in there. Beautiful. Back in the oven. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Look at how gorgeous. If you could just smell this, you would understand my excitement. Obviously, considering it's bubbling, it's very hot. I literally just pulled it out. And like you do with any stuffed pasta, whether it's stuffed shells, manigotti, cannelloni, lasagna, it doesn't matter. You need to let it sit a solid 20 minutes. But we've known each other over 15 years, and we know that I am not that kind of person. Not that patient. I'm advising against cutting into this right away because I don't want you to burn yourself. But, you know, what I call this a cook's treat. It's sensational. You know what I was thinking this would be really good for? And look at how, I'm not touching this. Look at how the sauce kind of like cooks the pasta really perfectly, and it's like just the perfect consistency, honestly. And you know what I was thinking? I was thinking this would be a fantastic Easter main. Like, I don't know if you grew up in an Italian household. We always do a roast, and then growing up we always did like a lamb or a roast and then some kind of baked pasta, baked ziti, like pasta al forno, lasagna. But this would be a fantastic option so that if you do have any vegetarians coming over, they could enjoy this as well. The filling stays so perfect. Look at that. Love that for us. Love it. I'm gonna give a bite, but give me a second. Ha. It is sublime. It's so delicious. It's flavorful. It's creamy. It's cheesy. The sauce is there. It's a 10 out of 10. Go to laurieinthekitchen.com for the red recipe. Hope you've enjoyed spending time with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.